Hello, and welcome back to Stories from Ashley's Childhood. Today I'm going to tell you a story about when I was probably 8 or 10, and I was staying at my grandfather's house, and he had a super cute little cabin out in the woods, just like picturesque, trees all around. In the front yard, there were 2 apple trees with a hammock strung between them. So obviously that's like a pretty hot spot to hang out. And the apples were they were the freshest apples I think I've ever had. They were so good and crisp, except the ones on the ground. The ones on the ground were a little mushy. Don't eat the ones off the ground. Whatever you do, don't eat them. But bees particularly liked the ones on the ground, like a lot. So you just kind of had to, watch where you were going. Don't kill the bees. Bees are important. My fatal mistake was, as a child, stereotypically being from Kentucky, I ran around barefoot a lot. And one day I stepped on a bee. And, typical bee sting, wasn't the end of the world. But, so Mom uses the baking soda and pulls it out and all that stuff. Think nothing of it, go to sleep, until I wake up in the night itching everywhere. And so I get up and I wake up my mom and I'm like, Mom, I'm like really itchy. It's so itchy. So she gets up and turns on the light. She's like half asleep until she sees me and she's like, oh. So she goes and wakes up her father, my grandfather, and is like, we have a situation. I think she had an allergic reaction. So Grandpa comes down and we almost immediately load me into the backseat of a car and drive to the hospital. And on the way there, I just remember being wrapped in this huge jacket of my grandfather's and being itchy and sweaty and cold and tired and just absolutely miserable the whole ride. And I get to the hospital and take off the jacket, and I look like Anchor Arms from SpongeBob, like just massive hives from head to toe all over my body. Like I was a hive. There was no more Ashley. It was just hive. And so they treat me for, the allergic reaction and send me home and go back to bed. But, yeah, that's how we found out I was allergic to bees. Another story I haven't gotten to yet, but there's a running theme of my allergies presenting themselves while I'm asleep and then just waking up to be like, oh, so I'm allergic to that. So, yeah, just stay tuned. And I guess if you're afraid you might be allergic to something, just don't go to sleep. Seems like an easy way around that. Cheers.